Hi, my name is Diaz. I am a fifth grade teacher in Seaside, California. I'm at Delray Woods Elementary School, and this lesson that I worked on with my students um, is based around the distributed property of multiplication, in which they have to use an area model to gather partial products to come up with the total product. So, what you're going to see in this, or a brief overview of the lesson, is I teach my class. I teach math for 2 hours. So in the first hour, I'll take half of the class and teach them the lesson. Meanwhile, the rest of the class is split up into 3 stations in which they rotate to each station, and they're there for about 20 minutes. Then in the second hour, I'll switch and have the kids who are in the back come to the front with me to go over the lesson, and then the kids who are with me go to the back. And it's just a way for me to be able to reach all learners and teach them according to their learning needs. And so the content being presented to my students, I based it around the area model like my team suggested. And then the process of doing so was we primarily used whiteboards, and at one of the stations we actually practiced our area fluency with Legos. And then finally, the product was they had to be able to proficiently and consistently show that they can use the area model on their whiteboards as well as on their problem set or in their workbook. So look forward to showing you guys what we did. I based my the beginning of my lesson off of an assessment that they took prior in the year. So what I found was that they needed review on last year's content, in which they had to do 2-digit multiplication. So that's what you're going to see in this video. Thank you. Well, hello again, class. Thank you all for coming here. So we're going to look at an old concept that you started looking at in 4th grade, which is multi-digit multiplication. But today, as according to our lesson objective, we're going to use an area model to solve multi-digit multiplication problems. Because if I were to give you a problem like 347 times 256, it's going to be hard to do that using the standard algorithm. But we've come up with a different way that we could show our thinking while still getting the same answers. So, you guys might remember last year you did something like this, 48 times 27. How many of you remember doing something like that? A few. Okay, so when we do this kind of a problem and we're using an area model, what we want to do is, well, you guys maybe remember what an area model is. It has columns, it has rows, right? So, when we work on a problem like that, it's going to look a little bit different. Now, we see this rectangle that I drew. It's so beautiful and wonderful. This side is obviously longer. So, what number do you think I should put there?
40.
Go ahead, everyone.
48.
Okay, I'm just going to put 48. Sounds good. Should I just put 48 there?
No.
I want you to talk to your partner. How should I write that number?
You
Go.
should put 40 and then 8 on the top. And then you put 40 and then 7 on the top. Just know we're just solving the first number, 48.
Okay. Well, I see some quiet volunteers over here. That's awesome. So, what should I do here at this point? Diana.
We have to split 48 into 40 and 8.
Into 40 and 8. That sounds wonderful. 40 and 8. And you're going to notice that I make the row for 8 a lot smaller than 40. And the reason because I do that is because 40 is way bigger than 8. Now what do I do though? I'm confused about what I do now. Turn and talk to your partner. What do I do now? Go.
You have to multiply. You have to put 20 and 7 on the top, and then also put another one.
Okay. So I heard some thoughts. Can we all come back here? Put your markers down in 3, 2, 1. So, what do I do now? Okay, Patricia.
You have to split 27.
Uh-huh.
Into 20 and 7.
Into 20 and 7. Okay. Into 20 and 7. And at this point, this is where you're going to hear a term called partial products. Can you all say partial products?
Partial products.
Now, who remembers what product even means? Jolette? A multiplication what?
Equation.
Not an it's the answer to a multiplication equation. So when we talk about partial, that means only part of the total answer. See, when I get 48 times 27, I'm going to get a big number. But for right now, I'm going to take a bunch of smaller answers that are part of the overall answer. And when I add them all up, I should be able to get the answer to 48 times 27. So some of you have already mentioned, you just put the equations in the boxes and then you solve them. I would also suggest to you that you add the rows together. So you add this first row together and put the answer out here. Add this row together, put the answer out here. And then you add both of those parts up to get the total sum. And you'll have your answer to 48 times 27. So go ahead and work on that right now. Go ahead and pause what we're doing. Markers down. Eyes up here. So, how exactly are we going to find our answer? Oh, that's right. In this first quadrant, what's our equation going to be?
20 times 40.
I'm sorry, I thought I heard it.
20 times 40.
Oh my goodness. Okay. And then, how do we solve that? How do we solve 20 times? That's so hard, I can't do it. No, that's not what we're gonna say. No. Fidel.
20 times 40 is 800.
And how did you get that?
Because 4 times 2 is 8. And the 2 zeros there and there, we can add them.
I see what you're saying. So it's like 10 times 10 almost. That's 100. Okay. I see what you're saying. What about over here? In this quadrant? Victoria?
40 times 7
Okay.
equals to 280.
Okay. What about down here? Marissa?
8 times 20 160.
Yes, ma'am. Next one. Patricia?
8 times 7 equals 56.
Okay. So, like I told you guys earlier, what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna add the rows together and then add your final two sums together. So what's 800 plus 280, everyone?
1,080.
And what about in the next row?
216.
216?
Yes.
Okay. Fidel, can you come up here and just finish this problem off for me? We're gonna watch closely to make sure our good friend Fidel is adding this correctly. Now I'm gonna let you talk to your partner. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Or would you like to build upon what he said? Talk to your partner. Go.
I agree with Fidel. I agree with Fidel that the answer is 120. 1,200.
I agree with Fidel.
Okay.
Man, that was a intense conversation there. So what exactly is our answer going to be? How many of you disagree with Fidel? All of you? How many of you agree with Fidel? Oh wow. Okay. So that was last year. That was 4th grade. Which is cool. 4th grade is cool. But now we're gonna build upon that. And we're gonna start doing 3-digit multiplication. Because that's what we do in 5th grade. We do 3-digit multiplication. And I think I got what I need. Thank you.
Yeah.